self, attitude, principles, traits, communication, action, self-actualization, self-realization. These are the words which I have derived from the graphic representation of particular model of effectiveness of personality. Right? We have dealt briefly about self. So let me recapitulate what we have dealt earlier. Please show the circle. We are talking now of the self, and in this we have already covered that self does not mean only me, myself, and I to myself. It is more than that. And self got to be connected with many others. We show the circle, which is in the third slide. Many other eyes are also there. Many others. So we are connected. Now this connectivity takes place very often through a process which is not our created process. For example, we are born to certain parents. So we are connected to them. But thereafter, we create the connectivity. We have the choice to go to a particular school. So we connect to the teachers of that school. We connect to the management of that school. We connect to the principal of that school. We connect to the class fellows of my class. We connect to the class fellows of other classes. We go further, we go to the college, we go to the university, we acquire vocational qualification, we pick up the job. So when we pick up the job, we belong to certain organization. We have our boss in the system. We have our subordinates in the system. We have our colleagues in the system. We travel, we are fellow passengers. We are a citizen of the country. We are the citizens. This is the connectivity. So the self is a big circle. It is expansion. It is not narrowing downwards. Right? And then we play certain roles. First item is role play. We show the slide of role play, which is next, yes, it's still there. I want one of you to read out that what is written in the role play. Don't go to the right side, just have a look at the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Individual, personal, organizational and structural. And after that,
Role play individual, personal and
organizational.
3 roles we are talking about. This is all self we are describing. You see the magnitude of self. We have individual role, we have personal role, we have
Organization.
now what is individual role? Individual role means O.P Sharma to O.P Sharma. Vikas to Vikas. Sarthak to Sarthak. Swapna to Swapna. Narendra to Narendra. My health is not your concern. When I feel sick, you may come, you may send me. When I sustained fracture in my left ankle, I received a big, huge get well soon card. Good mission. But that is all. The affliction, the injury, the pain, the management of that pain is entirely was concern of O.P Sharma. My wife could help me out when I needed warm water and cold water. But that is over. My education, I'll keep updating. I want to tell you, believe me, that the derivation which I am doing with you today, I have been doing for the last 45 years. But every class, every derivation which I do, I prepare for it. Easy person, you can ask him. Yeah, I have to cover this, we will do it like this. So this is part of individual development. My performance as Director General, individual development. Those are the organization. Then second is personal. Personal is, if you can recall, we talked of the connectivity with the people, with the persons. So they also become part of your personality. When they become part of your personality, you have certain role to play towards them. Now what I am doing with you now, as your teacher, at the moment, is my personal role. You are a student, me as a teacher. Similarly, when you walk on the road, you have a personal role to play, so that you do not collide with other passers-by. That is personal. Your relationship to your father, to your parents, to your mother, to your friends. Personal relationship. Then is your organizational role. I lead the faculty. He is doing the job of the editing, of the photography, in charge of the particular lab, faculty for computer fundamentals for Mr. Nade. She is your executive boss, Swapna, looking after. He is your program manager. These are, I am Director General. These are your animator, am I right? He is 3D animator. Specific roles, you are the student. In the organization, within the fold of Dream Distillers, which is part of Maharishi Group, and projects being executed in the global knowledge campus, each one of you have to play a role. Maintenance of the office, personal role. Upkeep of the office, organization role. So these three types of roles: individual, personal and organization. Other things we do together. Come to the other circle, on the right side. Right? Read out the class.
Aesthetic, moral, spiritual, emotional, physical and intellectual.
Let us start from physical, then emotional, then intellectual, then aesthetic, then moral, and then spiritual. I'll again take you back to the self. We are discussing self now. Self has to have certain traits, right? Just go back to the diagram.
So the
First, yes. Attitude we have missed, we will come to that, we have not missed. But first I want to cover up the self first. Traits. And connect to that 6 segments of personality.
6 segments.
Yes. If you can recall, personality is made up of 3 things. Which are they? First lesson.
Soul,
Good.
mind.
Very good. Very good. I want all of you to say together. Body, mind,
Mind.
and soul. We, each individual is consistent of these three things. Body, mind, and soul. Now these 6 segments, if you can see carefully. First is physical and second is emotional. We will go like this. Physical and emotional are connected with your body. Physical and emotional connected with your body. Intellectual and aesthetic connected with your mind. Moral and spiritual connected with your soul. These 6 segments, characteristics of personality, are directly drawn from 3 distinct parts of human personality, body, mind, and soul. What are those traits? In detail we'll go later, we'll see later. But for the time being, we will have the delineation on self closed. Having described self, we go to now A for attitude. A for attitude. We distribute that paper. Each one must have his or her copy. Keep it with you only for the purpose of reinforcing your learning. Have a look at it. Just see carefully. This particular graph represents formation of attitude. But before that, let us have the definition of attitude. Read out, Sarthak. A for attitude, and what does it read there?
A. Attitude. Attitude is the forerunner of behavior.
Bas, stop. Attitude is the forerunner of behavior. Which means,
It comes before behavior.
before I embark upon doing anything, and doing can be action or communication. We are seeing the first diagram. Before I start acting or before I start communicating, what is my approach towards that particular action or communication is the attitude. Before even I come to the class, how do I look at the class? Forerunner of behavior.
Can you say, sir, actually, everywhere, whenever we are going, whatever we are doing,
Anything that you embark upon doing, prior to that, what is in your mind? And it is not seen.
so body language.
Not seen, it's felt. So body language I can make out. I'll feel it. It is reflected in your behavior. So forerunner. Now, it is the forerunner of behavior, but ultimately how it is formed. This diagram shows that. Till we reach the stage of behavior. Then I will notice there that we start from this process and we reach there to behavior. So all that you find here is related to formation of attitude. How does the mind work? Let me explain to you before we take on each item. Over a period of time, you inherit certain values through customs, through your elders, through the society. You confirm them through your education. You reinforce them, reject them, accept them, consolidate them through your friends. And finally, you form your opinion. It is already in the mind. Oh, don't go to him. He is a terror. Now somebody conveyed this to you, don't go to him, he is a terror. Your mind starts thinking, oh, I will not go to him, he is a terror. He doesn't listen, he shouts, he abuses, he rebukes, he calls names. I must be scared of being there. In any case, I have to go, so I must prepare very much to go. The opinion is already set in your mind. Impressions are created. Those impressions are created over a period of time. And then you start judging. And judgment can be only negative or positive. Look at now. Information is the main source of formation of attitude. This information is fact, this is conversation, not conservation. So just note kar lein, next time please correct this. It should be conversation. Then you are reading and then you are experiencing. These three things ultimately lead you to storing of information. We will call it knowledge. Now you start filtering it. And you filter it again on the level of your learning. If you have read very well, your filtration will be more refined. If you have not read very well, your filtration will be crude. So, we filter the information and we do evaluation. Negative or positive, and form our opinion. Other word can be for this mindset. This mindset will be again individualistic. So, we have the subjectivity for the mindset. And we involve our emotions with our opinion, which is subjective, individual. His opinion about a particular object will be different from his, depending upon the background. And when we emotionally involve, then we become either rigid or we become flexible. We become optimistic or we become pessimistic. We look at life with joy or we look at life with sorrow. Different perspective, totally. And this is what is attitude. So from here, all this is attitude. When emotions are involved with your opinion, attitude is formed. And attitude is forerunner of behavior.
I have one doubt. Like, attitude is by hereditary or cultivating by own self? So it is by...
Very good question. Very good question. We inherit certain sanskars that we call latent tendencies. But over a period of time, we modify them. And those latent tendencies can be modified to become our action tendencies. For example, I am born in a typically ritualistic family. Typically ritualistic. Hindu family. But ritualistic part was attached to my grandfather's father. So grandfather. But from grandfather, when it came to my grandfather, it tapered down. Rituals became less and less. So logic came, intelligence came, and now my generation, and if you go to my younger generation, next generation, my daughters and sons, they are not ritualistic at all. So what possibly was inherited over a period of time through education and training and reading and experience got taken. You do inherit certain things. But how much you have retained them in the same form is a matter of individual experience. Have I answered the question? So attitude is the forerunner of behavior. And then we go to behavior which is action tendency. And please see this arrow. Attitude leads to permanent change. In your behavior. By the time one turns around 45 or 50, I have seen people say, अब हम क्या चाहिए? Moment somebody says this, अब हम क्या change होंगे? Obviously, negative. अरे time is running, time is changing. When I keep talking to the people who are of my generation, that you must be computer savvy, technology, otherwise you are far behind. It's a fact. They have been left behind. Because they have a negative approach to life. अरे अब क्या करना है? अब क्या change कीजिए? अब क्या जरूरत है? No, you must change the times. Keep your mind open. Is this part clear? This part is clear. And what I want is in your own time, not loudly, quiet reading,